Good day, happy travelers. Today we are talking about Royal Caribbean's shore excursions in the port of call Ensenada, Mexico, the west coast of Mexico. So if you're watching this, you are either already booked or thinking of booking a Royal Caribbean cruise with stops in Ensenada, Mexico, and you want to scout. Royal Caribbean makes it very difficult to scout the excursions that are available. So if you're watching this, you might be on the Navigator of the Seas, you might be on the Ovation of the Seas, and I know during the repositioning from the Eastern Caribbean to the Alaska cruises, Anthem and other cruise ships may stop here as well. But let's take a look here. The purpose of this is to kind of show you what the price is, what's hot, what you should book first if you are booking, and any height, weight restrictions or age restrictions that may be available, as well as mobility concerns. So the first thing that catches your eye if you're new to Royal Caribbean is prices are all over the place. Unlike Carnival and some of the other carriers where prices are kind of fixed, you're going to see 10% off. You're going to see nothing percent off. You're going to see last spot available. So if you're interested in the ATV adventure, mixing it with some wine tasting, hopefully the wine is after the ATV adventure, and I bet it is. You will note that you will want to book that. 8 spots left for Tasting of Mexico. Regarding the percent off, let's just address that first. It can be from nothing percent off, and the highest I've ever seen for Royal Caribbean was 50% off for the private island of Labadee. But that's just noteworthy. Normally, the excursions in the other ports of call that are not the private island, 35%, you're doing pretty good. So, okay, so now we see kind of what's hot and what's on sale and what's not. Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into, well, let's go to La Bufadora. And I made that sound Italian. Well, I'm more Italian than I am Latin American. So that's $59 per guest with departures 9:30 and 11 a.m. And it's a 4-hour journey. I don't see any noted height or weight limitations, but you can pause and read the details as to what exactly you're going to do. I assume you're going to tour La Bufadora. So if this is something you want to see, something you want to do, actually they even show you pictures here. Flags, mountains, coastline. So if that's what you're into, you are in luck. What about a cheese cave? I've never done that before, and for $114, it looks like I'm probably not going to do it still. Big fan of cheese, but I get my American cheese from Costco, and it's a lot cheaper than $114. But it leaves at 9 a.m. on a 5-hour excursion, and you are going to see the highlights that you see there. Pause to read them. Comes with a delicious glass of wine. I've not yet mixed. I don't drink wine, but hey, here you go. The minimum age to drink alcohol is 18. So if you have any members in your family that are just a little eager to cut a corner and get out of the United States to have a beverage, it just right below that does say enjoy responsibly. And here is the ATV adventure. When we see these, we also want to pay attention to the height, age, and weight limitations. And this is important. Maximum weight is 240. Minimum age is 21 and 70. So that is noteworthy. Here we go. So if you wanted to have cheese and wine, 18, 21 on this particular excursion. So that is always important to take a note. Here you can do a kayak tour. So if you didn't want to just look at La Bufadora, here you can take a kayak and get a little bit more intimate with it. $88, 10% off, 5 hours. Minimum age is 8. Maximum weight is 230, and it leaves at 9 a.m. You can pause and read the details. The combined weight for a 2-person kayak is 450 pounds. So we will take a look on down. What about the Taste of Mexico? Margarita madness. And my margarita days are long behind me, but maybe for you, they're just getting started, and 8 spots left, $59 per adult. And if you're bringing your kids on your margarita madness excursion, that is $39. Minimum age is 12, 4.5 hours long, and it leaves at 9 a.m. Start your day strong. Margarita, 9 a.m., and everything is okay. Unlimited margaritas. Wow, that is, man, we are having take good pictures because you may not remember it. How about some folkloric fiesta? Take a picture, selfie there in front of that sign. 5.5 hours long, leaves at 10 a.m. No noted height, weight, or age or mobility restrictions, although it does say, hey, if you're prone to motion sickness, and you will know it at this point because you would have been on a cruise ship for a few days, make sure to take care of that. And we also like to call out that the drive time is about an hour each direction. Horseback riding, $88, 10% off. Leaves at 9 a.m., leaves at 1 p.m., 3 hours long, minimum age 12, maximum age 75, minimum weight 50, maximum weight 240. And that isn't so much for your comfort, so much as it is for the comfort of the horses with a minimum height of 47 inches. And it just gives you a bunch of concerns or notes here. Horseback riding will last for an hour and a half. So if you're not familiar with riding on a horse, that can, I am familiar riding on a horse. It can be uncomfortable. But if you like it, here you go. How about food and a tequila walking tour? Man, $69 a guest, 2.5 hours long, 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Minimum age is 8. 8 for the tequila walking tour. This food is not appropriate for those with limited disability, or limited mobility, rather. So there you go. There are some homemade items, but you are not allowed to bring them back on the ship. And you might have, well, if it's a tequila walking tour, you might be, buying them, it looks like. It doesn't say it's included there. How about a zipline on the Baja? $139. This is where the height and weight restrictions really come into play. Minimum age 14, maximum age 70, minimum weight 100, maximum weight 220. And I know a lot of people in the forums, Facebook, Reddit, etc., ask, hey, how strict are they? My peace of mind, or my advice, if you will, is if it says it and you're over it, don't do it. There's a reason somebody put that number there, and I don't want to be on a zip line, with just 2 pounds over and then see the ground approaching me very fast. But teach their own. Do they have scales up there like Disney World for the water slides? No, not all of them have scales, but just take that for what you will. There's not wheelchair accessible, and you do so at your own risk. Pause to read those other details about desert ziplining. How about a tour that takes you to downtown Ensenada and a fiesta? $70 a guest, 3 hours long, leaves at 10 a.m. Minimum age is 3, and you will go downtown and you will have the ability to participate in a fiesta. How about snorkeling? Take you out to an island snorkel, $101 per guest, 4 hours long, 8:30 a.m. Minimum age is 10. Take a 1-hour boat ride to the Todos Santos Island, and you can see, marine life, whales, dolphins, etc. Pause to read those details. Snorkeling is always a good time. How about salsa and salsa? Eat salsa and dance salsa, $61.99 per guest, 2.5 hours long, leaves at 10:45 in the morning. Minimum age is 10. Water and margaritas are included. You should be able to walk unassisted, and guests must be 18 age to consume alcohol. So there you go. Good times had by all. How about the Day of the Dead, a Mexican celebration? $106 per guest, 3.5 hours long, leaves at 9 a.m. Starts, minimum age is 3, and you will do all the details that you see here. Reach out to the nearly dearly departed and just make some memories on a festival that is culturally significant in this part of the world. How about canyon hiking tour? And then, with that, enjoy a craft beer. Nothing says craft beer like hiking. $79.99 per adult, 5 hours long, leaves at 9:30 in the morning. Minimum age is 14, maximum 70. Maximum weight is 260. So if you're over that, you are not hiking and not enjoying a craft beer. However, you get one 8-ounce sampler. There you go. You can buy more, of course, but you get one 8-ounce beer included in that. You also get an oatmeal bar, a juice box, fruit, and a bottle of water. So, it's not for nothing. How about some deep sea fishing? You can grab a fish, put it out of the water, it looks like. Look at that fish. He's like, I had a good run. $133 per guest, 5 hours long, leaves at 9, minimum age 8, maximum is 65. And in short, We're going to go deep sea fishing. Pause if you'd like to see exactly what all that entails. How about an open top bus tour in Ensenada? $38 per guest, $29 for kids, 2 hours long. The departures at 9 a.m., 12:30 p.m. And in short, you are going to go through Ensenada on a bus that has open top. So bring some sunscreen. If it's sunny, you do not want to roast. Or maybe you do. I don't know. How about wine tasting in Guadalupe Valley? Look at this. It's just free. There's some wine. You get to taste it. $129 per guest. 4.5 hours long. Leaves at 10:30. And this one, minimum age is 21. And you are going to, well, let's not overcomplicate it. Taste some wine in a valley. Pause if you want to read more. But there you go. How about lobster? And shopping. Lobster and shopping. Wow. Here we are. $88 per guest. 5 hours and 30 minutes long. Leaves at 9:30 in the morning. And you are going to get on a air-conditioned bus. And you are going to head out, do some shopping. And then you are going to a local restaurant to have lobster. Deep fried in lard style. With refried beans. Man, just something for everybody there. Tours not recommended for those with wheelchairs. How about the ultimate local foodie tour? Foodie, $89.99 for adults, $81 for kids, 4 hours long, 10:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. departures. And bring a healthy appetite. And it's early in the morning, so maybe don't hit the windjammer so hard before you head out, and you can go on a foodie tour. How about a tequila connoisseur? Which I'm not. 97, but if you are, $97.99 per guest, 4 hours long, 10:30 a.m. departure, 11:30 a.m. departure. Minimum age is 18, and you are going to do everything that you see there. This tour is not recommended for guests. This is not wheelchair friendly. It says minimum age is 18. I don't see anything that, I guess you'd have to be 18 for this. But there you go. And the last one is the best of Ensenada. $49 per guest, 5 hours and 30 minutes is the duration. Leaves at 9:30 in the morning, and you are going to see the best of what this has to offer. Also, if you go to Viator, if you don't like those prices or just want to see if something else is available, if something is sold out, you can go to Viator.com, and you can see the other options. On average, you will note that it's about, I don't know, $35 to $55, sometimes more off per person. And you get reviews, and you can just take it for what it is. And we'll take it there. So hopefully you saw something that you'd like to do, and you saw what's discounted, what's not, what's hot and selling. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope you have a safe cruise.